St Paul. It's a grand old team to support.
Feel you full of the joys of spring about the Watford game?
Well, you've got to be confident that something's going to change.
I know.
Because if you weren't confident something's going to change,
I
it'd
mean,
be
I
despair.
have to say, you know, I've refrained from being too cruel to you over the past few weeks because I actually felt a bit sorry for you.
No,
because,
no, I don't need your sympathy.
No, well, I think you need it though, because the hope and the despair that I see in your face every single week, and in your every tweet when you send out, you know, tonight's the night or today's the day that we kickstart the season, and it just doesn't happen. Another terrible performance on Thursday night in the Europa League, worst performance of any English team ever in Europe, right? 1 point after all those games, bottom of the division. It's hopeless. Let's talk to Adam Partington, who's host of GrandOldTeamTV. He's an Everton blogger. Maybe he can offer you some solace and some hope. Adam, a very good evening to you.
Yeah,
now, listen, it's not easy being an Everton fan. My heart goes out to you guys because I know how desperately you want things to change. But, I mean, it's all very well wishing for something, but is there any evidence that anything is going to change? Thank you. Thank you.
Well, don't. You don't need to accept it, Adam. You know, the only thing's wrong is we've got a temporary problem, right? It's going to be solved very soon.
Well, you've got a little bit more faith than me. I think the issue's probably run a little bit deeper.
No, you're a doom monger, you see. You want to think the worst.
Well, can we hear what he has to say first?
Yeah.
He's jumping to conclusions, Mike.
Yeah.
But no, there are massive issues there. I mean, just at a fundamental kind of basic level, I suppose. You don't have to be a football manager to diagnose some of the issues at the moment. You know, we can't score goals. We concede too many. I think Unsworth has made a little bit of an improvement with regards to the shape and the discipline of the side. But, you know, we've got that critical issue as well. Mike Parry, who watched Everton a lot, will obviously know that, you know, when we concede one, we concede a few. You know, we seem to collapse.
Yeah.
And that's a massive issue. So, yeah, let's not beat around the bush. There are serious issues. Whether or not, though, we need to get the fire extinguisher out to the extent of Sam Allardyce or Sean Dyche at the moment, I'm not too sure.
Why? What would your preference be then? What do you think we should be doing?
Well, I still feel that we've got to make a statement, Mike.
And what statement?
Well, I think that we should. I think there are some good managers out there. I'd be inclined to at least try and have a conversation with Thomas Tuchel, who was at Dortmund, obviously conceding, and I'd be inclined as well to try and get Silva out of Watford. And also, I just want to pick up with one thing. You know, the Wolves fan was on earlier, and he was talking about. You know, I was having a listen, and he was talking about how Wolves, you know, the Wolves manager wouldn't leave for Everton. But I don't know the situation with the guy at Wolves, and I know he's quite friendly with the chairman, but any day of the week Everton are a bigger football club than Wolves. There's no ways about it. And I do think if Everton went and knocked on the door and said, this is what we can offer you, I think it'd be very hard for him to sit down. And the Southampton fans said the same thing when we went in for Ronald Koeman. Wigan fans said the same thing about Martinez. Preston fans probably said the same thing about David Moyes. Look, Everton there's a hierarchy within football. We lose players and managers to Manchester United. Clubs like Wolves lose players and managers to teams.
They do, Adam. But I mean, the thing is, I suppose the situation is exacerbated at this point in time because of the fact that Everton are in a relegation situation. Wolves are, unfortunately for Everton, in a promotion situation, and it looks as though.
What do you mean, unfortunately?
Well, unfortunately,
But
because
Wolves are in the Championship. They're not a Premier League club.
No, but if you look at the positions, actually,
So it's
they're
irrelevant.
they're only 3 positions away from each other.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
They're not.
Wolves are at the top of the Championship, go 2 places up, and that's where Everton are.
Utter rubbish.
That's
The gulf
well,
between
that's
the
simple
top.
mathematics. What's wrong with you?
Well, because you don't understand it.
I don't understand it.
The gulf
All right,
between.
So how many spaces between Everton and Wolves, please?
The gulf between the top of the Championship and the bottom of the Premier League is massive.
How many places?
It's a huge gulf. How many teams?
You know when we say one team in the FA Cup's playing another team in the FA Cup, 54 places down in the various bottom of the league. If Everton were playing Wolves in the FA Cup, it would be said that they are 3 places above.
How many teams that come up from the Championship go back down again the following season?
Some
At
do.
least one every
Some do.
season. Because the gulf is too big. Yes,
Sorry,
please
Adam.
go on, Adam.
Please just jump in.
No, lads, I know you like to have a little Barney, and it's very entertaining, I must say. But there's a bit of breaking news. Apparently, a well-known source within the Everton community, someone who I think used to work in the media relation with Beck, and has close connections with Everton, is saying that we've had a conversation and we've confirmed the compensation package with Burnley for Dyche. Now, I'm not sure whether that.
Where's that coming from?
It's a tweet.
Sean Dyche.
However, you know, it is from a
Yeah.
I have to say to you, Adam, it was on this very show a couple of weeks ago, before Koeman was fired, that actually we received a tweet from someone. It was a Sunday night, and they said Koeman's getting sacked in the morning, and he was. So if your source is the same as that, it may well be worth paying attention to.
This is rumour and speculation, Adam. Thank you for bringing it to our attention. It's one of a dozen rumours that are floating around about Everton's next manager. I would be amazed if that's happening, but if it is, you're ahead of the game. And by the way, I wouldn't object to Sean Dyche being Everton's next manager. I think he's a pragmatist.
Yeah, because you do a great, and also you do a great impersonation of him.
Go on, mate.
Sean Dyche.
Yeah. 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 Yes. Yeah, I am, because do you know what? I'm sometimes suspicious of the merits of overseas managers because we really don't know them that well. But we know Sean Dyche very well. We know his principles. We know
He's got
his
no
standards.
principles if he walks away from a club.
Of course,
that serves him very well.
Of
and
course
I think
he
if he
has.
walks away from there, he will prove himself to be an opportunist and a bad man.
Rubbish. He proves himself to be an ambitious man, and we want an ambitious manager to come to Everton and,
Well, I'm sure
seek
Burnley
glory
fans
with
don't
us.
agree with that.
Yeah.
We've been told now, we've been fed a line of
Yeah.
coming on board, that, the club is aiming for the top 6.
Yes.
There'll be people listening to this who'll probably snigger at that at the moment, but that's the clout, the money that was invested in the summer from Farhad Bashiri.
Yes.
At this moment in time, I get that things aren't looking too good, and I'm not...
It's a temporary problem. Believe me, it's a temporary
Well, it's been
problem.
going on for a
We've got a
while.
very long history. 1878. We've had a couple of temporary problems.
I get that, but honestly, mate, I know all about the history of Everton football, as you do. I'm an Evertonian as well.
Yeah.
Just say, can you honestly say 100% that Sean Dyche will get you excited to go to the match? That's the kind of manager that Everton Football Club is
Well, who do you want? Who do you want? Who do you think would suit it
surely,
better?
guys, can I just stop you guys arguing for a second? Surely the bottom line, Adam, is it doesn't matter who manages the club. At the moment, they have got a pretty bad team. They have got a pretty awful selection of players. They have not replaced the players that they needed to replace over the summer. They've replaced Romelu Lukaku with Wayne Rooney. They've replaced slow midfielders with more slow midfielders. They've replaced bad defending with bad defenders.
Well, that's
It's
why
rubbish.
Koeman's not there anymore.
Well, no, it's not. But
So Adam,
but the team is the same.
So, Adam, who is your contender? Who's your contender?
I said at the top of this, the little segment where I came on, that I've got a list that, people like Thomas Tuchel and Hiddink and Silver.
Yeah, Tuchel's an unknown quantity in English football.
He's
It's
just
a
like
hell of a
Germans.
risk. You take.
Okay, fair enough. But look, we haven't necessarily got a bad side. We've got a very unbalanced side. We've got some decent individual players, and we all got very excited at signing Gilby Six, and we all got very excited at signing Davy Clapton and I. We all got quite excited about signing Sandro. Michael Keane from Burnley.
Yeah.
We have. It's not that we haven't got. I don't think we've necessarily got bad footballers at the moment. I think it's the squad is extremely unbalanced.
Well, the quality of the buys, Adam,
is.
considering
We're gonna
Michael
have to go.
Keane
We're
was
very
playing
late.
for Burnley,
We're running late. Have you seen
who
the
are now
time?
ahead of us,
Have you
yeah,
seen the
and he's
time?
dropped out the England squad.
Yeah.
Not good news.
It's not good news. Listen, Adam, thank you very much indeed. We'll get you on again, I'm sure. Hosting the Grand Old Team TV, Everton blogger. He says he hears it on very good authority that Sean Dyche is going to get the job at Everton. We don't know if that's true, but if you're a Burnley fan, I'd be pretty annoyed about that. 08717 22 33 44. This is talkSPORT.